Most memories come from the lives we've lived. Childhood birthdays, school hallways, that familiar road home. But every now and then, a memory surfaces that doesn't fit. It's clear, it's detailed, and it has no right to exist. These are 7 chilling cases of unexplained memories. Stories that don't just challenge what's real, they question who we really are. Adam was cleaning out his mother's house after she passed. Boxes of VHS tapes, newspaper clippings, albums thick with photo prints. He didn't expect to find anything strange, just the usual nostalgia. Birthdays, school plays, camping trips, but something started to nag at him. In more than one photo, especially from when he was really young, there was a boy in the background, about Adam's age. Sometimes near the edge of the frame, sometimes half hidden behind a doorway. In one, he was sitting on the basement stairs. In another, standing behind a picnic table with a blank stare. Adam didn't recognize him. Neither did his aunts, uncles, or older cousins. He wasn't a neighbor or a family friend. No one remembered him, but the boy was in every major moment. Adam started going through old home videos, and that's when it got worse. He didn't see the boy directly, but in the background, he'd catch a glimpse, just a reflection in a mirror, a figure ducking behind a curtain, and the voice, faint. Rewinding one tape, he heard something whisper right as the camera pans. "Adam, you forgot me again." He posted a still frame online, just trying to ID the mystery kid. A stranger replied within hours. "I know who that is," they wrote. "That's my brother. He went missing in 1993. We never found him, but I always wondered where he went." The photo Adam posted, it was dated 1994. Jess had never believed in past lives. Reincarnation, karmic echoes, she thought it was all wishful thinking. Until the dreams started. Always the same. She's in a house she's never seen. Green painted hallway, peeling wallpaper, a wooden staircase and a draft through the floorboards. She hears someone shouting her name, but not Jess. They're calling her Emily. She's surrounded by thick smoke, heat pressing in, and the overwhelming smell of burning plastic. Every time she wakes up, she's sweating, shaking, and grieving. It's not just fear, it's loss. One night, Jess grabbed a pencil and sketched the layout of the dream house from memory. She couldn't stop. Windows, curtains, even the pattern on the rug. She posted it online, not for attention, but out of desperation. Someone messaged her within a day. They recognized the house. It had been their childhood home. Burned down in 1986. Their neighbor's daughter had died upstairs. Her name was Emily, and she looked just like Jess. They even had the same small birthmark under the jaw. Jess has never been to Ohio, but she still remembers the fire, and sometimes in the quiet moments before sleep, she hears that voice again, calling her by a name she shouldn't remember. Ben was just 15 when the dreams began, but they weren't the usual nightmares. They were detailed, precise. In his sleep, he shouted coordinates, combat lingo he'd never learned. His parents thought it was stress. But one morning, he drew a crude map of a jungle compound, labeling everything: enemy approach lanes, medical tents, escape routes. He even marked a spot with a red X. He called it the Death Tree. His father, a history buff, was disturbed. He took the sketch to a friend who had served during Vietnam. The man's hands started shaking, because Ben's drawing was nearly identical to a real base that no civilian should know about. Ben became obsessed with old documentaries, except he wasn't learning from them. He was correcting them. Yelling at the screen when they got details wrong, he'd mutter in his sleep, "Friendly fire, 3 down, I didn't mean to." He never read war books. Never watched war films. He said he hated violence. So where was this coming from? Eventually, under hypnosis, Ben whispered, "I bled out in the mud, face down, boots too big, couldn't see the sky." He never spoke of it again, but every year on the same date, he has a panic attack around 2:47 p.m. That was the exact time the base was bombed in 1968. Chris had a good life, stable job, happy marriage. He loved his daughter Claire more than anything, until the crash, a rear-end collision, minor injuries. But when he woke up in the hospital, something was off. He asked about his daughter, called her Melissa. His wife looked confused. "Who's Melissa?" He blinked. "Our daughter." "Chris, her name is Claire." He thought maybe the concussion was playing tricks on him. But once they got home, nothing felt right. Claire was familiar, but different. The way she talked, the way she drew pictures. He remembered Melissa having red hair. Claire's was blonde. He looked through their family albums, and all the photos were of Claire, no Melissa. He asked his wife about a vacation they took to the mountains. She stared at him. They'd never been. Chris dug deeper. Old emails, backup drives. Everything pointed to Claire, but his heart remembered Melissa. One night, he woke up to find Claire standing in the hallway, silent. He asked what was wrong. She said, "I had a dream about another me." She was crying. Chris hasn't said anything since, but sometimes late at night he finds one of Claire's drawings on the fridge, signed Melissa. Theo's dream was always the same, a hallway. Sterile, red walls, buzzing lights overhead. One broken vending machine humming in the corner. He always felt watched, but never saw who was watching. He thought it was just stress, until he posted about it online, and strangers responded, describing the same place, same hum, same hallway, even the same faded poster on the wall that read, "Observation in progress." They formed a private group, exchanged details, sketches, everything matched. But then the dreams got worse. Some said they could move in the dream, explore farther, down winding corridors into rooms that weren't empty. One member shared a drawing, a tall figure in the distance, face obscured, arms too long. He called it the recorder. Then he went offline. No goodbye. Account deleted. The rest started having waking visions, brief flickers of the red hallway in their real lives. One heard the vending machine sound in a grocery store. Another saw the same poster on a bus stop ad. Now, they don't share as much, but sometimes they get anonymous emails. Subject line always reads the same: "You were never supposed to leave." Leah was an architecture student when the dream started. Always the same town. Cobbled streets, sloped rooftops, ivy on the bricks. She called it the place between. She sketched it obsessively. Whole blocks. Street names. A candy shop called Riley's. It felt real. Like a place she used to live. Her roommate joked that she should make a video game out of it. But one day a stranger messaged her after seeing a sketch online. He said it looked like a town called Gables Creek, wiped off the map in the 70s after a chemical accident, except Leah's layout matched the original zoning maps perfectly. Right down to the broken lamppost near the clock tower. She'd never heard of Gables Creek, but now she couldn't stop seeing it. Street signs flashing in the corner of her eye, familiar buildings in unfamiliar cities. She started hearing whispers in her sleep. Children laughing, counting. One night she woke up with dirt under her fingernails and the taste of sugar on her tongue. She doesn't eat candy. Marcus's life seemed normal until the day he realized it wasn't. It started small. He was watching old phone videos and didn't recognize his own voice. Didn't remember the birthday they were celebrating or the people singing beside him. He asked his girlfriend when they met. She said 2014. But Marcus didn't remember her before 2017. He checked his texts, hundreds of messages from someone named Kevin. Best friend since college, apparently, except Marcus had no memory of Kevin. But the evidence was there. Photos, conversations, shared Spotify playlists, his own handwriting on a card that read, "Kevin, thanks for always being there." He found a Reddit thread. People who claimed their memories seemed to stop around 2012. Everything since had been fuzzy, robotic, flat. Someone commented, maybe that's when the world ended. And everything now is just a patchwork illusion. Marcus doesn't like to think about it, but sometimes, while lying in bed, he wonders what he was doing on December 21st, 2012, and why he can't remember waking up after that. 7 stories. No easy explanations, no neat endings. Maybe you believe them, maybe you don't. But the people who live them, they're still checking their locks, still watching their mirrors, still listening to the walls. Thanks for keeping the lights off with me tonight. And as always, sleep tight, if you still can.